And to the US government, I'm never forgiving you for this.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the hottest debates shaking up social media, the TikTok ban in America. That's right, Flux. The app that brought us endless entertainment, viral challenges, and even some life hacks is now in the crosshairs, and people are not happy about it.
And I'm never gonna trust you ever again because you just, like that, took away millions of people's income and livelihood. And who does that? So I'm never trusting you ever again with anything.
So I'm starting to give up hope that there's going to be a Hail Mary moment at the end of this that's going to save this app.
I feel so dumb coming on the internet and crying about an app, but the fact is that this has been a sense of community for me for years now. And it got me through really, really hard times in my life. The pandemic, losing my job, all of that. Getting divorced, like all of this crap that's happened to me in the last 5 years since I've been on here. Hours and hours and hours of time I put into creating stuff for this platform. And I'm not the biggest creator on here. Like I'm not like, I don't have 3 million followers or 10 million followers, but I do have a platform. It's the biggest platform I have. And I worked really hard to make it. On top of that, it's been a source of income for me for going on 3 years now. First, it was just a little bit, but then it got to be more. I'm not like rich off of it, but it has significantly helped my income every month. Hi, Halloumi. And it's been consistent enough that like I've been able to rely on it. So like on top of being just sad that I'm losing my creative outlet and my platform, I'm like worried about like what I'm gonna do financially. And I know like I'll figure it out. Like I've had to do that a million times in my life. Like I'm an artist, I've had to figure it out a million times, but it just like, it sucks that I have to, or that any of us have to. It's so unfair. This is so much more than just an app. Like this is really truly a sense of community that there is nowhere else on the internet. And like, yes, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Red Note now, I'm on Lemonade. I don't even know what that is, but I have 13,000 followers on there. I've literally only logged in twice. But I know that none of it's gonna be the same. I know none of it's gonna be the same. So I guess if this goes away, and for those of you that I don't see on the other apps, like want to say like thank you to the community that I've had. My little community. I had such a small little corner of TikTok, but it was really beautiful. And I really appreciate all of you guys. All the people that comment on all my videos, even when my views were down and I wasn't getting views, people that would comment. And I always saw you, the same people. I know who you guys all are, and I love you all so much. And I'm so appreciative for the time that we've had. And I can't believe I'm crying like this on the internet. It feels like the pandemic. I haven't done this since then. But it feels like I'm losing. It feels like I'm losing like a really good friend. And that sucks.
What would be your message to Americans who are about to face the TikTok ban?
It'll be like North Korea, won't it?
I feel really sorry for you. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I really don't. Yeah, sod the Yanks.
Control it, you can't ban it.
It's not the government's job. They have enough control over us. We don't need them to control anything else.
I don't use it, so I just have no idea about it. It seems pretty mindless. Probably you're better off without it.
I think I support it, actually. I think social media has done a lot of damage to young people nowadays, so I think it's a good thing, to be honest.
I think it's going to be a wake-up call for some people who are too much into social media to like step back and breathe some fresh air.
Maybe it's a good thing to have a bit less screen time and, you know, enjoy just being in person with people instead of just scrolling.
I think it's unnecessary. It's just all politics and power. I don't think it's actually the background. That's just like to distract people. There's a lot more happening in the background, and it's all politics and power.
Why do you think they are banning it? What's your opinion on that?
Just power. Like it's because America and China are having power struggles. I don't think it has anything to do with anything, really.
It's just like, why would they take this app from the girls? Like, if you wanted to take it from the boys, not the girls, not the girls. I cannot stop crying because I am pregnant, but I guess it's finally time to... It's time to say goodbye. And I'm not even trying to cry, but because I'm so pregnant, I'm so emotional about you guys. I was in denial and I was simply being delusional, and I was just pretending like nothing's gonna happen. People are gonna just laugh at me because they're like, why is she crying over an app together? What's happening? I don't think people truly understand. I don't even think you guys... I can't. You guys are seriously the coolest people. Like... the coolest people ever, the smartest people ever, the funniest people ever, the prettiest people ever. Like, you guys are the best. Like, you... I've tried to film this like 20 times, and every single time I start I'm not even trying to cry, but the pregnancy emotions along with my actual real emotions are just... I think you guys understand, like... I can't even take myself seriously, but this may very well be my last video on this app, so we're gonna get through it. I literally just love you guys. Like, I feel like I'm going through a friendship breakup and I'm losing all my friends. I just love you guys. Even all my mutuals, like, you guys are so funny, so smart, so pretty. It's just like, why would they take this app from the girls? Like, if you wanted to take it from the boys, not the girls, not the girls. You guys are so nice to each other, always helping each other in the comments, and I just can't believe we're losing that. Like, that is psychotic. It is crazy, and it's not fair. I just feel like they don't get it. Like, they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it, and they're being really mean. I just love you guys, and I want you to know that. I don't take it for granted at all that you guys support me, and I'm over here pregnant and sad. It's like, look at what I look like. Like, I'm having a mental breakdown. And I am, you guys. I just hope you guys have the best lives ever. You guys really deserve it. You guys are so... What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Anyway, if you want to keep following me, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, and we'll rock out there. I know it's not gonna be the same, but if you want the hygiene content still, you want to see me give birth to my second baby, then you can find me on YouTube and Instagram. And it's like, it's not even like the career part about this that I'm like sad about. Obviously that sucks, but it's like, you're like, oh, they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it.
At the end of the day, this TikTok ban makes one thing incredibly clear, which is that social media was always meant to be a tool, not the goal or means to an end. I mean, this is why we see influencers building actual businesses and brands outside of these apps, because the apps themselves are obsolete. The app should be utilized to channel your community, not necessarily contain it. If the minute the TikTok gets banned, your business is going to fail or you're going to lose all of your income as an influencer, unfortunately, you have lost the plot, because I see a lot of y'all's followers turning on you. I see a lot of viral videos where people are saying, I do hope TikTok gets banned so the influencers have to go and get full-time jobs. At the end of the day, if your content is just a dopamine scroll for people or it gets them to click links and buy things, they're not going to miss it when it's gone because it's a distraction. But if you're creating meaningful content that brings people to your page day by day to feel inspired and to make actions in their life outside of buying items, they're going to be looking to find you on other platforms or invest in you just outside of social media in general. So I'm going to ask you straight up, what value are you providing to people? What community are you curating on your platform? And why should it matter to people if or when this app is gone?
Oh, TikTok's being banned. Last day on TikTok. Goodbye, TikTok. This was so much fun. Goodbye, guys. Good luck. First of all, relax, because it's only happening in America. You do know that the app will still run, right? You do know that if America shuts down, the whole world's not going to shut down. If anything, it'll thrive. And one more thing. Now you guys know how it feels like to be banned for the first time in real life. Now imagine you were someone from a third world country. Imagine that ban was on your passport.
I know I look crazy, I just woke up, but oh my god, the American side of TikTok is actually gone. It's gone, they can't access it. Even CapCut, like, it's actually happened. I didn't actually think it was gonna go through. I wasn't really panicking too tough. I thought, nah, this ain't gonna they can't do this. But they done it. So what do I do now? I was up last night watching all the farewell, but I still didn't take it seriously. Like, that's it, I'm not gonna see any of my favourite American content creators that I watch. This is actually insane and speaks volumes. Scrolling through my For You page and it is literally all British creators at the minute. This is insane. This is actually so, I just can't even, I haven't even got the words. I think I will say though is watching all the American content creators bring back their old videos from like lockdown days was so nostalgic, and I actually had tears. So thought-provoking and really made me think how much TikTok has changed, and hasn't changed in a good way, I'm gonna be honest. Seeing all the dancing videos and everyone so happy and wanting to support each other. Now it's just a competition and all about monetary gain. If they do come back, I think as creators we all need to think about trying to implement those old style videos again. That is why everyone joined this app. app was to support each other, create a community, and be happy together. Now it's just constant arguments. Lastly, England, if you even try and pull a stunt like this, I'm gonna...
So we have some very important breaking news in Canada today. Pierre Poilievre, the individual running to be Prime Minister, the Conservative leader who is very likely to be the next Prime Minister of Canada, has just publicly stated that he would like to ban TikTok in Canada as well. So it is currently Friday evening. If everything goes according to the way it seems to be going, at the stroke of midnight tomorrow, TikTok will go dark for the Americans. They will not be able to use the app. So as Canadians, it is very important that we all follow and support each other, because if they can silence the speech of 170 million Americans, they can very easily do the exact same thing to 10 or 15 million of us in Canada. One of the reasons that the Conservative Party is leading so heavily in the polls is because a particular age demographic that typically swings for the Liberals, 20 to 32-year-olds, are leaning toward Conservatives. This is not because this age group randomly became conservative. It is because the Liberal government has mismanaged the economy to such a severe degree that people feel forced to choose another alternative, since none of us can afford houses. In other words, if you're in this age group, we have considerable power over the politicians right now. And the best thing that we can do is make sure that they are aware that we will withhold our votes toward them and toward any party who publicly supports a TikTok ban. Remember, politicians do not care about us. The only thing they care about is getting votes. So if you're a Canadian creator, we need to make it very clear to Pierre and anybody else that they will have a much harder time becoming Prime Minister if they continue to support the idiocracy that is the TikTok ban. If you're watching this and you're Canadian, this app is about to drastically change. So I would just ask that you follow me, and we just really need to stick together, because this absolutely can and will happen in Canada. And Pierre did not say this because he actually thinks that China is using TikTok to spy on us. He said this publicly because he thinks it makes him look tough. We need to make it very clear to him that that would be an incredibly stupid hill to die on, and will tangibly damage his chances at becoming Prime Minister. Then he'll drop it. Remember, politicians do not have morals. All they care about is votes.
The Americans are gone. Who's left? If you're here, like, who's left? I was on live with my American friend, and then her screen went frozen, like, all of a sudden, and there were no more Americans in the chat, and it's literally like, is everybody, who's here? Is there still a lot of people? Like, I actually don't even know. Like, comment where you're from, please, because I need to see if there's, like, a lot of you. If nobody sees it, I'm like, it's a Thanos snap. We survived the Thanos snap.
Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in a...
No, I was not sad about TikTok maybe getting banned until now. Some of those TikToks were from the pandemic. I feel like this app got us through the pandemic. It also started the career that I have now. Like, I started on TikTok. It's sad. I don't like it.
Guys, it is 8:52 Pacific Standard Time here in California, and TikTok is banned. I tried to log on without my VPN, and this is what I saw. Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. So you guys may be wondering, how are you on this app? Well, I started to notice that I couldn't change my region on my TikTok account, so I made a new one in the nick of time. I had to install a VPN before making a new TikTok account. That way it showed that I was in Canada. I am not Canadian, but now apparently I am. So if anyone asks, you didn't see me.
Well, it's official. TikTok has went dark in the United States, and all American users have lost access to the app as of about 5 minutes ago. Now, it is possible that the US users could return within 36 hours when Donald Trump takes office, if he issues that 90-day extension on the ban, which would mean that TikTok would have to find a buyer within those 90 days. There are reports saying that TikTok potentially has buyers lined up, but none of those claims are verified. And if I'm being honest, I don't believe that the American users are likely going to return to this app. I think that this is very intentional, that this app is being banned the day before Donald Trump takes office. I don't think Donald Trump wants the world to watch as he unleashes on the American people something that we never thought we would see in our lifetime. However, I will be covering some of the American news on my platform on here. If there's no American creators, I follow a lot of them on other social media apps, and I think as Canadians, or if you're somebody living anywhere else in the world, it's important to know what is happening under Donald Trump in the United States with all the threats that he's been making. And it's important that we follow what's going on down there and to stay informed. So we'll see what the next 36 hours brings.
No, I can't laugh yet. I've got to hold it in. They're all gonna die.
You guys, I have avoided the TikTok ban. I repeat, I have avoided it. I have made my way around it. I have found the loophole. I'm Canadian, but that's not the loophole. I'm in LA, and I opened my TikTok app, and I was like, oh no, because it showed me this. I'm sure all of you are getting this right now. I mean, some of you probably can't even watch this, but as soon as I turned off Wi-Fi, it worked. It worked. I can still post, baby. Let's go.
Why are you guys stressing about the TikTok ban? Like, this is appalling to me. I don't live in America, but where I live, TikTok's very much banned. Like, I live in, and it's been banned. If I turn my VPN off, it's just 2021 TikToks that have been left behind by my local people. But I use a VPN and I don't pay for it. I don't use the big VPNs because that does not work. Hallelujah. And I just found some VPN and it works, babes. And I don't pay for it. I use the free freaking service and it's amazing. It works perfectly fine. I'm up to date. Y'all are gonna be fine. Like, y'all are gonna be fine. Let's not jump to another freaking stupid app. Red what? Or Lemonade? What are y'all talking about? Just, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, guys. You'll live. Even if it does get banned and y'all can't install a VPN or something, you'll live.
Alright, the recent TikTok ban in America has caused a massive uproar, and it's not hard to see why TikTok isn't just another social media platform. It's a cultural phenomenon with over 150 million users in the US alone. The app has transcended its initial purposes of short-form video entertainment to become a hub for creativity, business, education, and even political activism. But now, with the government deciding to shut it down due to alleged security concerns, we are faced with a cascade of questions, controversies, and consequences. Let's break this down step by step. First, let's address why TikTok is being banned. Official sites concerned about TikTok parent company, ByteDance, being based in China, they claim the Chinese government could access user data and use it for surveillance or even propaganda. This is no small accusation, and it taps into larger geopolitical tension between the US and China. But here's the thing. There is little publicly available evidence to suggest TikTok has actually shared user data with the Chinese government. Critics argue that this ban may be more about politics than actual security risks. This begs the question, if the government is so concerned about data privacy, why hasn't there been a broader crackdown on other apps that collect similar data? Facebook, Google, and even US-based apps have had their fair share of privacy scandals, yet none of them are facing the same level of scrutiny. Now let's talk about the people who will be most affected by this ban. The creators. TikTok isn't just an app for fun videos, it's a livelihood for thousands of people. Content creators have built entire careers on this platform. For some, TikTok is their primary source of income, whether through brand deals, partnership, or the creator fund. Losing TikTok means losing their audience, their revenue, and in many cases, their dreams. And it's not just individual creators who are impacted. Small businesses have used TikTok as a cost-effective way to market their products. The app's algorithm made it easier than ever for small creators and brands to go viral, gaining visibility they couldn't have afforded through traditional advertising. Taking TikTok away is a major blow to these businesses, especially those that rely on the platform to drive traffic and sales. The public, as expected, is divided. Some people support the ban, arguing that national security should come first. They believe it's better to be safe than sorry, even if the evidence isn't inconclusive, but others see this as an overreach of government power, a decision that infringes on freedom of choice and expression. On social media, reactions have been mixed but passionate. Users are mourning the loss of their favorite app, with hashtags like Save TikTok trending across other platforms. Meanwhile, some are calling for protests and others are looking for ways to bypass the ban, like using VPNs to access the app. There is also a strong sense of distrust toward the government. Many people feel that this decision is less about protecting Americans and more about maintaining control over the digital landscape. It's worth noting that young people, who make up a significant portion of TikTok's user base, already have a tenuous relationship with authority figures. This ban could deepen that divide.
Okay, so great news. I can still access TikTok using a Canadian VPN. So tip for my American friends, use a Canadian or a different country's VPN and you should be all good to go. Thanks to everyone who's followed me on my other platforms. I'm going to be posting on everything just because we're kind of in uncharted territory right now. But happy that I can still log in to TikTok with a VPN. So I won't be going away anytime soon.
Now, let's talk about the lady who proposed creating a US-based alternative to TikTok. On the surface, this sounds like a reasonable idea. If the government's issue with TikTok is its ties to China, then why not create a domestic version that offers the same feature but is hosted in the US? But here is where it gets tricky. First, replicating TikTok algorithm, community and overall vibe is easier said than done. TikTok succeeded because it was innovative. It wasn't just another video app, it was the app that figured out how to keep people hooked. Any alternative would need to capture that same magic, and there is no guarantee it could. Second, will people trust this new app? A US-based version might solve this security concern, but it doesn't address broader issues around data privacy. People are becoming increasingly aware of how much personal information they are giving away online, regardless of where an app is based. This whole situation highlights a much bigger issue, the balance between security and freedom. Should the government have the power to ban apps because of potential risks, even if those risks haven't been proven? And where do we draw the line? Today is TikTok, tomorrow it could be another platform. This also raises questions about innovation. The US has long been a leader in tech, but this move could discourage global companies from entering the American markets. If they see the government as too resistive, they might decide it's not worth the risks. At the end of the day, the TikTok ban is more than just a tech story. It's a cultural and political moment that will shape how we think about the internet, privacy and global connections. Whether you agree with the ban or not, it's clear that this decision will have far-reaching consequences. So where do we go from here? Will the ban stick? Will an alternative rise to take TikTok place? Or will this spark a larger conversation about freedom, privacy and the role of government in our digital lives? One thing for sure, this isn't the end of the story. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for watching, and let's continue this conversation in the comments below. Let us share our thoughts and perspective with one another. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the story and more. I will see you in the next video.